What is up, YouTube? We have so many cards to cover today. I don't even know where to start. So let's just get straight into it. We're going to cover some of the battlefields first. The first battlefield we have is Vaults of Helia. When you hold here, your non-token units cost 1 more to play this turn. I don't like this. I think this kind of sucks. If it was when you capture here, your non-token units cost 1 more to play for the next 2 turns, that would be interesting. The problem with this is, in order for this to be a negative for the opponent, you have to give them 2 points. You need to give them the capture point and the hold point. And the only downside is, it's costing them 1 mana if they're going to play a big unit, or even 0 mana if they decide to use that turn for spells. I think this is bad. I don't think it's enough of a downside. Cards such as, when you capture here, you have to sacrifice a rune, are very strong. Cards like, when you capture here, like you can't move back Vilemaw, very strong. There's a lot of strong cards. It persists, but if you let it persist, you're just letting them capture points for free. And by the way, they don't have to persist, because if they hold, you're just going to walk away from it, right? And then next turn capture again. So again, for this to proc, you got to give up 2 points. The capture point and the hold point. It's very weak, I think. Makes opponents less likely to go there. No. Because they go here and capture it. If you kill them, there was no downside. If you don't kill them, you give them 2 points. I disagree. I think this is super weak. I think this is almost unplayable. Maybe I'm missing something. But yeah, I don't think so. I don't think this can be played. The only way this was played is maybe something like versus Darius or Yellow Rek'Sai. Maybe. That's a hard maybe. Yeah, no thanks about this. All right. Anyway, next. We have so many cards to cover next. Oh my god. Yo, this overnumbered looks sick. Okay, who lied to me? Somebody told me Ivern was just like Diana overnumbered. I'm like, oh, that's a shame. Dude, this looks sick. So, when you conquer or hold, you may exhaust me to replace that battlefield with a brush battlefield token. Okay, chat, I need to see the token right now. I need a link, please. Bird, cat, dog, Poro, and Ivern units here have +1. When you score here, you may replace this with the battlefield it replaced. That's pretty cool. Now, it's not a downside. There are some crazy things you can do with this. So, there are... but this is really reliant on going first. Like, really reliant on going first. So, for example, let's say Obelisk of Power, right? Let's say you're going first into Obelisk of Power. If you have a way to capture this turn 1, you just have a permanent rune advantage, right? That's kind of cool. That is cool. Now, do we have a way to get that on turn 1? Because keep in mind, turn 1 you have 3 mana, right? Can you with 3 mana accelerate a unit to capture Obelisk with Ivern? Yo! You know what you can do? Okay, people already probably figured this out. You play this with Aspirant's Climb, okay? Listen. You play this with Aspirant's Climb. You don't need to capture both sides to win or to hold. You can capture to win just on Aspirant's Climb. You capture Aspirants, you go to 8, you tap, you win. Holy! That's insane. That's crazy. Not just crazy, that's actually scary. Now here's the thing. We don't know whether this is a permanent increase just from existing, or whether this is an aura effect. We don't know how Aspirant's Climb works, right? Because if Aspirant's Climb actually increases the points needed to win the game by 1, maybe it's already done for, right? So for example, let me give you an example. How do you know it's an aura? Yeah, we don't know. There's no way to know. And until we know, but I think if that's not the case and if this is an aura, this one card will be very powerful for Ivern. Like, it's going to be literally the way to play him, because it cheats the most important win condition mechanic in the game, which is you need to hold to win or capture both to win. It fundamentally changes how you have to play the game on Aspirant's Climb. And by the way, it's a one-way change because only Ivern can do it. The opponent can't do it. The opponent still has to go to 9. So yeah, very, very scary. Very scary. Huh, alright. Alright. That's cool to know. Alright, let's see what else we have here. That's all we really know about him for now. Moving along, we have Ivern. Friend to all. Champion unit Ivern, Ionia. Okay. Ionia, yellow-green. He's yellow, actually. As you play me, choose bird, cat, dog, or poro. I gain that tag. When I conquer or hold, score 1 point if your units have all of the following tags among them: bird, cat, dog, and poro. I'm gonna be honest, I think this is a bit of a meme as it stands. Unless we have a way to vomit out these cards, like, to just, like, if you have a card like generate a bird and a cat, like 3 mana, generate 2 1/1 tokens, a bird and a cat. Maybe then. But one, you have to have 3 of them on the board, then you have to have him as the 4th, and then you actually have to conquer with him. So, by conquering, it means you got to play him on the board, and then next turn you have to attack with him. While everything still survived. I'm honestly not sold. The only upside to this card is it's a 6 mana, 6 power unit, and it doesn't cost any power. Sorry, 6 might unit, and it doesn't cost any power, so it doesn't de-ramp you. So you can kind of play this on 6 and still go to 8 next turn, which is kind of good, because most units at 6 do de-ramp you the next turn. So that opens up some opportunities. So I think people, and you guys will probably agree with me, in Riftbound, most people underestimate how devastatingly expensive power costs are. Most people, I have so many matchups versus people who are not very good players who end up with like 3 mana on like turn 11. Power costs are extremely expensive. So realize this, if you play a 1 power cost card on turn 1, by turn 11, you have 11 mana less. You've played 11 mana less during the entire game because you burnt a power on 1 turn. Every turn it's compounding. If you play Singularity on turn 6, sorry, on turn 3, by turn 8, you've lost access to 10 full mana. Because that's 2 runes you would have tapped every turn afterwards. So, whenever you can play cards that have 0 power cost, it's like a ramp almost. It's an early investment into the rest of the game. That's why I went from 2 to 3 falling comets on Lux, because it's 6 mana, 0 power. It doesn't de-ramp me. Almost every other card does. Drag Under de-ramps me by 1, Singularity de-ramps me by 2, etc, etc. It's not just de-ramp, it's also a cumulative less mana every turn after for the rest of the game. So, that is an upside. People just look at this, oh, 6 might, that's kind of weak. 6 mana, that's kind of expensive. But 6 mana is actually really cheap. If you're able to buy your time a little bit and play a little slower, 6 mana is not that bad. Because this is almost like 4 mana. If anything, if this guy was 4 mana, 2 power, you could make an argument that's worse for this deck specifically. Because this is probably not a tempo deck. This is probably a late game deck where you build up towards turns. Anyway, that's how I see it. So this might actually be decent, just because of the lack of a power cost. Moving along, we have, I've not seen this card, Mutated Mouser. So it's a cat, okay, cat card. 2 mana, 1 might, shield 2, and tank. Interesting. I mean, like, it just feeds into the whole Ivern thing. Interesting. Okay, so we see our first 2 drop. This is where you play turn 1, you drop it, you capture, and then you just hold with it, right? Because it has 3 might on tank. Not that bad. I don't think it's going to see play. But then again, you never know, because that's kind of what Ivern does, right? Ivern kind of wants cats, dogs, birds, poros. So for example, you capture with the cat, right? You turn it into a brush. And then all of a sudden, what are we looking at? We're looking at a 4-might unit. That's really hard to kill. Like, even if Draven attacks into this, he has to use his power to go to 6. Otherwise, he trades evenly. So for a drop on turn 1, having 4 might is sick as a defensive card. Right? It's actually strong. Like, 3 might is something. 4 might already denies a lot because it doesn't die to Wages of Pain. You know, like, it's just... Actually, it kind of does die to Wages of Pain because you don't attack it during combat. You kill it beforehand. So maybe not. Maybe not Wages of Pain. Still decent. Still decent. Alright. We have Rengar, who's a cat as well. I forgot Rengar's a cat. Okay. Some more cat units. Let's have a look at Rengar. Have I seen this guy? No. 5 mana, 1 power. 6 might. Champion unit Rengar, Ishtal, and Cat. He can't play in the deck because he's orange, right? Yeah, he can't play inside the deck, unfortunately. So he has Ambush, which is you may play me as a reaction to a battlefield where you have units. Okay, so at any point, if you're holding up 5 mana, you can just drop this guy to defend, or you can accelerate him at any attack. So, by the way, we haven't gotten to Vex yet, but I think once we talk about Vex, holding got even weaker. I think this is also a nerf to Teemo, because Teemo loves to hold, right? I think Teemo got nerfed with the current set yet again, which I'm kind of unhappy about, because I really did want to play a lot of Teemo. We'll see what happens. But Ambush is very annoying for decks that want to hold, because it's just basically free accelerate. I don't think people realize how strong 6 might at 5 mana is accelerated. Like, that's strong. That hits really hard. So all you need for ambush units is to have something ready to attack. You attack and you ambush along with it, right? What makes this card even crazier is I can be played to a battlefield where there are enemy units, even if you don't have units there. So this guy has another ability, which means you can just attack anything you want with him. So he is true accelerate. The only thing he can't do... So I was going to say, why not just give him accelerate for free? The only thing he can't do is accelerate into an empty battlefield. So if there's an empty battlefield, there is no way to capture it with just Rengar. If there's a battlefield occupied by enemies, you can capture with Rengar. If you have enemies to attack with, you can go along with Rengar along with them. So for example, let's say you have a 2 might unit on the board and you go to an open battlefield. Your opponent plays Wages of Pain. Well, you can just say, oh, that's fine. I react with Rengar as well on the battlefield. And you capture anyway, right? And you can defend with him. Like, overall, solid card. Solid. Kind of strong. I don't know how strong because I really don't know how he fits into orange exactly. And what deck he's going to play in. But he has a lot of versatility. I don't know how often orange wants to float 5 mana for this to be a defensive reaction. That's another thing I'm wondering. It's important to realize he is mighty already, so he doesn't really play that hard into Fiora decks, because you can't really make him mighty. He's already mighty. But yeah. Solid card again. Solid. Today, we have Nidalee. 3 mana, 1 power, 4 might. Well statted. Champion unit cat. Another cat, but another cat that's not in Ivern colors. Interesting. Okay. She has ambush as well. Alright, so it can be a reaction. When I win combat, draw 1. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's so strong! That's unfair strong, man. The reason it's really strong is because you can play this from hand to draw a card. It just recycles itself every time almost. Like, your opponent plays Plundering Poro captures. You have a unit on the board, you attack with the unit, you just play Nidalee from hand as reaction along with it. And they can't really stop it, you just draw a card. Give me the card. It's really good, yeah. It's really good. So one of the things you're usually able to do versus orange is just like make them run out of resources. So it's quite annoying for orange, because orange has ramp, by the way. Orange does have really good card ramp, and that kind of means that this power cost is not that big of a deal. For this card to recycle itself is really good. Yeah, I think this is very strong. Is it broken? Not necessarily, but it's just annoyingly good. And you got to also realize you can play this defensively, like as a reaction as well. So sometimes your opponent are gonna they're gonna attack into your battlefield, and you just react with Nidalee. Not only do you stop their push and kill their unit, you also draw a card. It's really tough. All right, what do we have here? We have Bilgewater unit Inferna, 2 mana, 1 might in red. Also has ambush and assault 2. So basically, this is 2 mana at fast speed, accelerated 3 power. But it can't accelerate on its own. I mean, it's actually good. I'd say this is a good card. And it's not because she's... It's actually... Yeah, it's bad reactively. Like, on your opponent's turn, it's a fast speed 1 might. Like, it does nothing. But the reason this is good is, not only is it a good combat trick when you're attacking, right? 2 mana, 3 more might into attack. But it's also good because if you don't have a 2-drop, you can play this flat on the board on turn 1. And it's still a 3 might unit. You don't have to use the ambush. Sure, solid, solid. Finally, we have the Kha'zix Legend. First things first, it's purple, so it's already broken. We get that out of the way. It's been broken by Riot. And it's orange, so it has access to the new Nidalee card. Oh my god, it's already broken just by colors. It cannot be bad. It can't be bad. But let's see how bad. Let's see how good. When you win combat, gain 1 XP. Okay. That on its own is not bad. Spend 1 XP to buff a unit. Okay. Spend 2 XP. Move an exhausted friendly unit from a battlefield to its base. If this has a good signature card, I believe this might be very strong. I believe this might be very strong. And the reason I think this might be very strong is simply because of how versatile it is. I'll tell you, there's a lot of times I wish I could just buff a unit and I can't, and this is a free buff. And there's a lot of times you want to move units away from spots, and you just can't do it. I think this is solid. Now, if it was every time you gain a point, gain an XP, that would be a lot stronger, but this is when you win a combat. But that's also on defensive combats, right? I think this is decent. I really do. And you can actually build up XP really fast when you're playing purple because of things like Ride the Wind, because of things like I think this can see play, man. I think this might be really good. You can only use them on your turn correct. I think this could be a very strong control deck, even. Especially because it has access to orange, which has some really cool cards. So first of all, this can definitely play Aurora because of orange. That's already interesting, right? To say the least. That means it has access to very big units very early on. That also means if you're playing Aurora, you will be getting XP for free once you play Aurora anyway. You have access to Baron. How cool is it you can move Baron back? That's kind of interesting as well. Like, yeah. Overall, I don't hate this at all. I think this will definitely see some play, and this might be a very, very strong champion. All right, let's move on. But yeah, I'm going to predict that odds are very high this is a high-tier champion. Mainly because of the color combination. And I think this can go into a very strong control deck. I don't think this is going to be... I don't think it's going to be aggro. I think it's going to be control. Next. We have a dog. Okay, if you say so. This guy's LARPing as a dog. Oh my god. Alright. We have supposedly a dog. Okay, alright. Alright, dog. That's what it says, boys. I'm not making this up. Mosstomper. Or Mosstomper. 3 mana, 1 power, 3 might. Already sucks in stats. Hunt 2. When I conquer or hold, gain 2 XP. So this is for a Master Yi list, right? It's a Master Yi card. Gains you 2 XP every time he conquers or holds. Kind of expensive. But once you get to 3 XP, you have +1 might and deflect. Okay. So it's actually a 3/4 with deflect and Hunt 2. I mean, definitely a card you might consider playing in a deck that needs to ramp up XP as fast as possible. Yeah. Okay, cool. We have Gemhand Hunter, 2 mana 2, 0 might cost. I mean, 0 power cost. That's a big deal. It has Hunt, and at level 6 has +1. I think it's bad. I don't think it's good enough. But I don't know how easy it is to build XP, and a deck that needs to build XP might have to play this. I don't know. I don't think it's going to see play. I don't think it's good enough. But you never know. So, because there are like maybe you really want to get this, right? Maybe this deck doesn't care about max XP, it just cares about having XP, right? Maybe these are important things you want to do in your list. And if that is the case, this is just a turn 1 play just to get that first XP, to have access to that first buff. And with access on that first buff, you can do stuff with that buff, right? So, yeah. Maybe you'll want this. Maybe you just need a few 2-drops, and that's one of the better ones you can use. So I can't be sure. Crowd favorite. 3 mana, 3 might. Okay. Noxus unit. Okay. Hunt. He gains XP. And he can spend 2 XP to buff himself. I don't like it, honestly. But it's not horrible either. I don't like it, but it's not horrible. The reason I think it's not horrible is, again, it has no power cost. And the more I play this game, the more I think 0 power cost is actually spicy. But I don't think it's very good. I think this second line is almost never going to be played. Especially because you can't have infinite buffs. So, yeah, whatever. And there is the Master Yi. The ultimate card. The card that makes Baron shiver in his boots. Yes, it is a 12 mana, 3 power, 12 might card. But at level 3, he only costs 10 mana and 2 power. Okay. At level 6, he costs 8 mana and 1 power. Already that's strong. 8-1 for a 12 might unit, not bad. Level 11, all of a sudden, he literally costs 6 mana. Now, at that point, that's a broken card. So, if you're playing this list, you're probably playing 3 copies of him. If you can get XP fast enough. Level 11, he costs 6 mana. And then if you somehow get to level 16, he cannot be chosen by enemy spells and abilities. So you have a 6 mana, 12 might, cannot be hurt. You don't have to play him in a Yi deck, necessarily. Right? You can play him in a different green deck. Spell Summoner does nothing for this. What does it do? It makes him not be able to be chosen by enemy spells and abilities twice? Wait, what? Anyway. Alright. Moving along. Let's see what else we have. But yeah, this card is probably going to be something people build around. I could definitely see it. I just don't know if it's going to be in a Yi list, necessarily. And I think level 16 is very hard to get. Right? Very hard to get level 16. You're probably going to be playing for the level 6 or 11 a lot of the games. And some games you might never get here. Yes, it's a currency in the player. This is the art I like the least in this entire game. This reminds me of, like, Powerpuff Girls. I know some people like it. I know there's some enjoyers out there. So, it's a question of taste. I don't like the card art. I think it doesn't fit, like, with the rest of the set or with the rest of the game in general. But, you know what? It is what it is. You'll almost never see this in real life because people don't have money to buy signature cards. So, it's okay. Scorn of the Moon, more like Sailor Moon. Legend, Diana. The Diana Legend. What does she do? Reaction, add 1, spend only during showdowns. When would you play this over Ezreal? Okay, also you have to realize Ezreal's... Okay, maybe if she has a really, really good signature spell and champion unit. Because we know Ezreal's signature spell is amazing, and we know Ezreal's champion unit is amazing. Alright? Ezreal has the same colors with one of the most broken champion units in the game and one of the most broken champion spells in the game. Can Diana compete? Diana. Speaking of, 4 mana, 1 might, 3... 4 mana, 1 power, 3 might. Diana no longer human. Ambush. Okay, Ambush is strong. When you play a spell, give me +2 this turn. I mean, that's a good card. That's overall a good card. Not amazing, but good. It's like a more buffable Aurelia without the deflect. And Ambush is nice. Like, you can play a couple of spells and boom, boom, boom. And if you're playing her with her, you also have 1 more energy to play as well. And, like, it's not that bad. It's not amazing, but it's a lot of buffs. She's a little expensive, but she's a little low. You probably have to play like reactively and always be holding mana to make it bad traits for opponents. But yeah, I think this is a good card. You might even play this in like Aurelia decks some of the time. Like, would you ever just main deck this in Aurelia just to have like a pseudo Aurelia on the board? Because why not? Like, she gains more might than Aurelia does in Aurelia. This literally might be an Aurelia card and not a Diana deck card. Let's say you're sitting on this on a battlefield, somebody attacks you with a Mind Splitter. You play Call Shot and stack deck, you're trading even. That's 1 mana, by the way. 1 mana, she goes to 7 might. That's strong. On top of that, you play Stupefy, 2 mana, and you're already pushing 10 into 7. Like, she ramps really fast for really cheap because purple has a lot of cheap spells and blue has a couple. And if you're playing this along with a Vex on the board, this thing can go to like 20 power at that point. So, she's a powerhouse. She's a little weak to removal. You know, like, if somebody casts like a Singularity on her, she might die. Not really. No. Because, like, you can't play Wages of Pain on her, because someone's just going to play a card. They're going to play any spell and keep her alive, right? So you got to play a big hitting spell on her to kill her, and then it's like, nope, I don't think so, brother. Not only will this stop the spell, it'll also buff her +2. I'm just saying, chat. She'll also get buffed +2 on top of that. So yeah, it's going to be really hard to kill her, okay? It's going to be really hard to kill her. Good job, Diana. You're strong. We have, I like this already, 3/3 with a lot of text. I'm going to say this is broken without even reading it because it has no power cost, it has a lot of text, and she's looking at me funny. All right. Insightful Investigator. When you play me, choose an opponent. I'll probably choose my opponent. They reveal their hand. You may pay 2 XP to choose a card from their hand. If you do, discard that card and draw. Nah. Nah, dude. Nah. No. Okay, let me educate you, chat, on a few things. Number 1, I think it's going to be annoying to get XP in purple. Number 2, I would play this card in my purple decks with no XP cards just to see my opponent's hand. Not even kidding. I would play this as a card with 0 XP generation just to be able to see their hand. Purple already has a million draw, okay? Drawing this on a top deck, it being one of my 15 cards, I'll pay 3 mana to see your hand. And it also gives me 3 might. And it costs me 0 power. Yes, 3 mana, 3 power, 3 might. Let me see everything you got. Let me see what I have to play around this turn. Let me see what I have to play around the next 5 turns. Holy crap. Woo! And then, let's talk about, like I said before, somebody who can generate XP passively. A passive XP generator. Not requiring you to actually have, what do you call it? This champion doesn't require you to put, like, inefficient XP cards in. All of a sudden, now, this is even a bigger threat, because now you can actually decide, hey, do I want to recall an exhausted unit with my Kha'zix, or do I actually want to make him discard a card and draw 1? Oh, if you do, they discard that card. Oh, never mind. It's not as broken as I thought. Never mind. I thought it was going to be... I thought this was the best card in the game. All right, never mind. It's not as broken as I thought. They discard and draw 1. Okay. Okay, it's a lot worse. It's actually a lot worse than I thought. It's still good. It's still damn good. But no, like seriously, like, you play this and you see that Draven doesn't have a spinning axe, they can no longer bluff you, right? You play this and see that they have a hard bargain in hand. Now you know exactly what to play around. You play this and you see that Lux has... I mean, it's just... It's too strong. Anyway, hot take. I think it's kind of overrated. That's a hot take. Sure. I think this card is strong. I don't think it's broken anymore because I misread this part, but I think it's strong as hell. I would definitely play this in a lot of purple decks. All right. We have Crescent Guardian. I'm going to say it. I haven't even read what it does. 4 mana, 4 might. That's not a bad stat line. It has text. I think I might like it. If you've played a spell this turn, you may pay 1 power as an additional cost to play me. If you do, I enter ready. I mean, it's Accelerate. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's bad. Like, you know, I would add this into a, like, draft deck for sure. There's just better cards. Like, when would you play that over Sneaky Deckhand? Let me ask you that. Like, Sneaky Deckhand does more or less what you want that to do, but better, right? Like, there's just better cards if you want something, like, to get fast into there. Like, I don't think that's Purple's playstyle, necessarily. I think this is... I mean, yeah, with seals, it's free, I guess. I just think there's better cards. I don't think you're going to make space for this in your deck. Like, are you cutting a Mind Splitter? Are you cutting an Ezreal? Are you cutting any of... Like, are you cutting a Fizz? Are you cutting a Hard Bargain? Are you... Like, I don't think so. We have Vex. Vex is green-purple. Who is green-purple currently? Aurelia, right? Aurelia and Yasuo. I always forget about Yasuo. Nobody plays Yasuo. You may exhaust me to draw one. Bro, first of all, it should have just been draw one. Why do you have to exhaust her to draw one? Why can't you draw two if you're holding 2 spots? Why do you have to exhaust Vex? Chat, explain. This is just kind of bad, dude. Am I crazy? I think this is bad. Like, legit bad. I mean, yeah, maybe in 2v2s. Alright, let's go to Abandon first. So, we have Abandon. 2 mana, 0 power. Reaction, counter a spell. Return it to its owner's hand instead of putting it in their trash. And you get to predict as well, just for the hell of it. Just because, you know what? I think the devs realized they had a little bit too much open space down here. It's like, hey, we need another 2 lines of text. And they're like, okay, we're going to add predict. Yeah. I mean, this is just so annoying. I think I would run Abandon almost always over Hard Bargain. It's so strong because it just burns so much of your opponent's tempo. Even versus, like, imagine you're playing versus Fiora, right? Fiora attacks into you. Fiora casts a 1 mana spell Punch first. That's it. That's it. Because that's the only way Fiora wins combat there. Boom. Even in this interaction, where you say, Abandon, and she has to replay this. She has the mana for it. She just de-ramped 4 mana for the rest of the game. It's so strong. This is like using it on a 1-cost spell. Now amplify this using this on a Singularity or something, right? Like, it's ridiculous. It's so powerful. Because, again, the downside to this card is that it's card disadvantage. You're spending a card and your opponent's not spending a card. That's the theoretical downside. It goes back to their hand. So they've actually not used their card. Now you're down a card. But it really doesn't matter for Purple because Purple has infinite cards. Like, you're not going to be playing this into a deck that doesn't have a lot of draw. You're going to play this in, like, Miracle archetypes that have, like, 15 size hands, right? Purple has so much draw that it's like, they don't care about card advantage. For that reason, it's really strong. And I really think Purple should not have access to any counter spells. They should not have... Hard Bargain was kind of an exception because it's not a true counter spell. You could counter Hard Bargain just by holding mana up. But this you can't. This is a true counter. Yeah. This card is nuts. This shouldn't exist. And I think this would not have existed if, like, they knew how strong Purple would be, because this is going to make Purple even stronger. This is going to be so powerful. I'm just going to go over it. I'm going to skip over it. I think there's enough said about it. We talk about Vex. I think Vex is bad. I might be wrong. This might be one of my wrong takes. Maybe I'm missing something. But I think Vex is just bad. Now, I'm saying that with the caveat of not knowing what Vex's signature spell is. I don't know what Vex does. If she has an insane 6 spell, maybe that can make her carry. Or maybe there's some future card we'll see here that I haven't seen yet. So let's move along. We have a 7 mana, 1 power, 6 might unit called Iascylla. And it says, when I hold, at the start of your next main phase, you may move an enemy unit to this battlefield. I don't think it's good. It's like Blitzcrank? Yeah. I don't think it's good, honestly. It's a pretty niche interaction. Although, to be fair, here's a counter argument. Let's say your opponent has no units. You go to capture, you capture, and then you play this on the captured battlefield. Doesn't that kind of mean your opponent's not allowed to play units on his turn because they'll die? I still don't think it's good. I think it's too expensive for what it does, but who knows, man? Who knows? All right, let's move along. That's a big boy. Vilemaw. Spider. 8 mana, 2 power. 8 might. All the 8s. Ambush, okay. I don't know when you're ever reactively playing this, but maybe offensively. Like, it has Accelerate. Enemy units here with less might than me don't deal combat damage. When I hold, draw 1. This card is insane. Okay, this card is insane. This card, let me explain to you why it's insane, and you guys might disagree. I don't care. I put my reputation on the line. This card is insane in your side deck. Forget about everything else. This card in your side deck is insane because it will single-handedly beat every single yellow Rek'Sai, beat every single mid-range Darius or aggro Darius, beat like every single deck that runs like cheap removal, like cheap units, or Swarm, or Azir's. Every single one of those decks cannot kill this card. But GrappLr, they can play Hidden Blade, GrappLr. You're green, bro. Defy, not so fast. They ain't playing crap on you. This card is immune to a lot of lists. You put this in your sideboard, and all of a sudden, all of your bad aggro matchups are good matchups. Bro, if I could have this in my... Yeah, it's actually strong. And you don't have to main deck it. No, this is every green list in your side list. Every green deck in your side list. This card is nuts. Because you don't have to... Like, because the game is best of 3s. If this was best of 1 format, there's a large argument to be made that this card kind of maybe even sucks. Because a lot of decks, it's useless. Because it's so expensive, it burns your mana, it doesn't have enough might, you're very rarely holding, but against the good matchups, this is like an auto-win card. I don't know what you're gonna do when green drops this, and you're playing yellow Rek'Sai. What the hell are you gonna do? How are you gonna kill it? Tell me. How the hell do you kill this thing? You literally just don't. You literally just say, okay, go next. GG. Now, you're not gonna be stupid enough to play this without holding 1 mana for Defy versus yellow Rek'Sai because they're going to have Hidden Blade. If they have 2 Hidden Blades, so be it. You're not going to play this like... But you know, that's assuming you know how to play the game. Token decks are gone. Basically, Azir is going to say, what the hell is that? What do I do versus that? I mean, Azir can't touch this. And by the way, you guys are like... You can't even swarm it. Like, Azir can't take 10 recruits and attack with all 10 because none of them do damage. The only way to hurt this is to deal 8+ with 1 unit. So you can't even put 5 units into it because of how it reads, right? It's so strong. Why did they make this card? I don't know. I don't know. But this literally invalidates swarm decks. Decree? Decree doesn't work because they don't deal damage. Yo, no. So even Victor can't kill it. Even Lux can't kill it. It's unkillable, boys. Holy! Oh my god, it's even worse. Decree doesn't even care. Wow. You know, I mean, Victor might have to start running Grand Stratagem afterwards. But even then, tokens only go to 6 if you play Grand Stratagem. I don't know, man. Call the week. Brother, if you're playing this into yellow, will you ever play this as a lone champion on the board? Never. You'll always have something in the back line to protect you from Call the Week. And secondly, again, you're playing green. You're playing Defies. Defy will literally be a 3 of in a deck that runs this. Okay, anyway. Like, if you're putting, like, 2 to 3 of these in your sideboard, you're also, like, running 3 Defies with 1 or 2 in the sideboard anyway. I literally talked about Hidden Blade. Defy. Alright, moving along. This card is nuts. You don't have to main deck it, you side deck it, because if you ever run into a matchup that doesn't have an answer to it, you just insta-win the matchup. Next. Oh, and by the way, if you hold, you draw 1. Why not? Like, why not, bro? Even without this, it's insane. But you know what? If he doesn't die, just give me more cards, because you deserve more cards. Alright, next. We've got Lillia. I made a prediction yesterday about Lillia being a sprite synergistic unit that makes sprites permanent. I was wrong. That's not what she does. Let's see what she does. She is blue and green. So, who is blue and green in the current expansion chat, in the current 2 sets? Ahri, yeah, true. And Ornn, thank you. Ornn and Ahri. Okay. 4 mana tap, play a ready 3 sprite unit token with temporary. And it costs 1 less for each friendly unit with temporary. I have no idea how good that is. I don't know how many sprites you can make. I mean, we have her signature spell. I might have to look at that. All right, let me see what this does. 2 mana, 2 power. Lilting Lullaby. Reaction, okay. Counter a spell its controller can't play spells this turn. Oh. Wait, what do you mean you can't defy it? Yes, you can defy it. Oh, wait, you can't because it's 2. You're right. You can't defy it. Yeah, you have to win wall. You'd have to win wall it. You can ambush it. Yeah, you can... I don't think it's as strong as you guys think, honestly. I don't think it's as strong as you guys think, necessarily. It's a hard counter to Diana. Not necessarily, because then you'll... Like, most of Diana's cards are reaction speed, right? Like, you'll just stack, like, two reactions on top of this to buff Diana just to be safe. And they are deramping a lot. It stops a lot of archetypes. I don't know about that, man. I don't know if it stops a lot of archetypes. Like, it stops, for example... Like, it stops Ezreal. Versus Ezreal, this is solid. Kaisa... It doesn't stop Lux. Lux only plays 1 spell, man. How many spells does Lux spell play in response? 1. Maybe 2. And Lux is usually playing... Either, let's say, they're playing Dragunder... Or they're playing Falling Comet, or they're playing... Like, these are all, like, 5+ mana cost spells. This is the same as if you were to play Not So Fast. Same thing. Like, Lux doesn't stop at all. Lux doesn't play more than 1 spell on your turn. Ambush counters this card. It doesn't give a crap. Correct. So you can play units. That's true. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a good counter spell. It is. It's like, if you're running her, you probably never run Windwall, right? This is just better Windwall. So you can not run Windwall, you can just run this, but I don't think it's broken. It's very good versus Ezreal. Like, if Ezreal is super meta, it's very good versus Ezreal. Sure. And play a ready 3 sprite unit token with temporary. So we saw her signature, her champion unit gains +1 for every temporary token, and it gives them tank. I mean, how much sprite generation are we gonna get? Because we don't have that much sprite generation. I don't know. I think we need way more cards to really tell. I'm gonna reserve my opinion for her. I don't know. Now, I said I was super excited about Leblanc because she would be a tricky character to play. I was very excited to see her. What makes me more excited is she's the same color as Lux, and I have a very good grasp of that color. So. Oh man, I kind of read what she does. I haven't thought about it at all because I was just waking up. So let me read this properly. I don't even remember what it says exactly. So when you hold or conquer, you may discard 1 and exhaust me to play a ready reflection unit token there. It becomes a copy of another unit there. Give it temporary. So there is always going to be in a battlefield. You're getting a copy of a unit you own, but it's a temporary copy. So it only lasts until your next round start, correct? Kill at the start of its controller's beginning phase before scoring. Okay. Okay, so they last on your opponent's turn. It's just the start of your turn they die. That's fine. Okay, so you're making a copy of a card you own on the battlefield you own, and it's gonna last you for a turn. Okay, so my first thought goes to Renata, because I've been playing a lot of Renata lately. Okay, hear me out. You capture with Renata, don't you just win the game if she survives? Because if you hold with Renata, you make a copy of her, you pay 8, you score 2 more points after holding. If you conquer with so okay, if you conquer with her as well, same applies. You can just immediately score 2 points and win the game. So if you're on 5 with a Renata on your base, and you conquer with her, you go to 6, you pay 8, you just win the game immediately. She doesn't have to be ready to use her abilities. She just needs to be at a battlefield. Use my abilities only while I'm at a battlefield. Yeah. Wait, she summons them at the battlefield. It becomes a copy of another unit there. Second ability exhausts. Oh yeah, you're right. Ugh. You're right. You can't instant score. Look at the reflection token. Reflection. I become a copy of something when played. I don't get that card's play effects. Yeah. Yeah, on play effects are things like when I'm played, right? Because basically what it says is the card is not played. So if I have a Watcher on play, gives -3. You can't copy Watcher. You can copy Watcher. It's just not going to give -3. I think where she's going to suffer is draw. Like, she'll have a hard time with draw. Because you're going to want to abuse this. You're going to want to tap this all the time. I think Echo is really... Echo doesn't work with the temporary. Your runes get cleaned up after the draw phase. After the end phase. Awaken, beginning, channel, draw. Echo dies in the beginning phase. The runes get cleaned up after the draw phase. Here's a problem with Echo, chat. I don't think Echo works, period. I might be wrong here. But my understanding for Echo is that you have to recycle him. I don't think you can recycle a token. He does? Why? How do you recycle a token? Explain it to me. Riot confirmed tokens can be recycled. They just don't go into the deck. The thing is, this is Death Knell. When a token dies, it disappears. You no longer have anything to recycle. It says, Death Knell, recycle me to gain your runes. When a token dies, it's no longer there. So maybe theoretically a rune is recyclable, but when a token dies, it disappears. How can you recycle something that's not there anymore? A dead token is a non-existing token. How do you recycle something? How do you recycle air? I don't know, man. I feel there's gonna be they're gonna have to change something about that. Death Knell triggers before they go to trash. All right, let's assume Echo works. You capture with Echo without your original Echo dying, and then let's say you Hidden Blade the Echo. And you draw 2 cards and you get all your mana back. Yeah, people are saying play baited hook. This is pure baited hook, dude. Oh, but I don't want it to be, man. I don't want this to be a baited hook deck. I don't like baited hook. Yeah, baited hook might be insane. I mean, you can play Karthus plus baited hook. You can play like Mixologist to recover stuff from... Death Knell, you may play a unit with no cost more than 3. Wait, you may play a unit with no cost more than 3 and no more 1 power from your trash, ignoring its cost. Like, you baited hook this card, but you baited hook a copy of this card. I don't know. Yeah, baited hook is going to be a lot stronger. I can definitely see this being a baited hook deck. Definitely. I mean, this card is nuts. There is so much potential here. So let's read this again. Choose a unit. Get a ready reflection unit token to your base. It becomes a copy of that unit. Give it temporary. I wonder by copy, does it also give you the buffs of the unit or not? Do you also get its buffs? Probably not. When I move to the battlefield, play 3 1 token units here. I mean, that's pretty good with Karina. Not broken, but pretty good. You can play Blue Kaisa, conquer with her. Then you can pull out Mirror Image to make another Blue Kaisa, conquer with her, and now you're all of a sudden at a very high amount, which can also pull out any spell you want, right? Like, that's kind of a cool combo. Blue Kaisa's not that bad. Because the first Blue Kaisa conquers you. Let's say the first one pushes you to 3. You get this. And then you remake her. Then that pushes you to 4. Then you get a 4-cost spell. It's very expensive, though, to do. How much power is that play? It's quite expensive. Pretty power hungry, though. Yeah. But I mean, theoretically, you might be playing some... I don't know. It is expensive. It's a cool combo, though. Echo makes a lot of sense. Like, he definitely makes sense. Because you can kill off your own units to, like, make another play that turn. I don't think any of these cards do anything good. I don't see any crazy combo. Yeah, it's just Death Knell stuff. I think you're right. I honestly think you're right. I think literally what you're looking at here is Death Knell. Period. I think it's just this, man. Kill a friendly unit. Look at the top 5 cards in your main deck. You may play a unit from among them that has a might up to 1 more than the killed unit, ignoring its cost. It's just this. It's literally like none of the things I've looked at are even remotely close to as strong as this is. Do we agree on that? Has there been a single combo as strong as this? Well, the thing is, so you're being extremely mana efficient. Like, you're literally playing like 5-6 cost units for 0 mana, right? Agreed? Because you're not killing actual units. Like you have a 5 cost on the board, you capture with it, all of a sudden you're generating like a 6 or 7 cost unit with her. So because this costs no mana, the baited hook costs no mana. So you're playing 6 cost cards for 0 mana. Under that argument, playing blue, you can spend all of your mana on stuff like Progress Day, on stuff like Consult the Past. Blue has a lot of draw that is very expensive, right? And because of that, you don't have the mana to draw. Or you're doing nothing. But Leblanc doesn't spend mana at all. Like, this combo plus baited hook is a 0 mana play. So, theoretically, you can get away with playing stuff like Progress Day, just to have infinite cards. Oh, hook costs 1 energy. Yeah, okay, sorry, my 1 energy, chat. I didn't even know it costed energy, to be fair. Yeah, you're right, 1 energy. True. Okay, good point. Still, like, super cheap. Super cheap. Yeah, I'm gonna resignate this for now to a baited hook deck, which means I might not play her. I might not main her. I was thinking of maining her, but I like spell decks. I'm not a huge fan of baited hook decks, but now when you start thinking baited hook, man, there's so many strong cards you can be running for free. You can be running Watchers with it, which is great. It doesn't have to be Death Knell at all. Like, you can go very greedy with this. All of a sudden, Karina makes sense, by the way. All memes aside, I think Karina makes a lot of sense now. And then you could add stuff like Ladros into it, which we'll get to. No, not Ladros. You could actually even add Ladros. But you can play Atakhan now, right? Or, like, let's say you baited hook a Karina, and then you use LeBlanc's signature spell on Karina. Now you have 2 Karinas ready to attack. You attack with both Karinas. Not only do you have 2 Karinas, you also have 6 tokens. Okay? Now you can play Atakhan on the 6 tokens and 1 Karina for a free Atakhan, basically. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do. There's a lot of things you can do, chat. Like, I think the baited hook deck is going to be insane. Yeah, I'm satisfied with it. And by the way, one really interesting thing here is, you might say, but yeah, GrappLr, if you're running stuff like Karina in the deck, you might top deck bad cards like Karina. I got news for you, brother. This is one of the champions that cares the least about top decking bad cards, because she nonstop has to be discarding cards. So if there's some cards in your deck that are not great, those will be the ones you discard. Which is something actually that people are not considering. This allows you to run cards that are not good top decks, if you're constantly doing it. Yes, when I attack, the defender must kill one of their units here. Yes, he's very strong in that. He can kill any 1 unit defense. You're right. You're absolutely correct. And this works really well with her signature spell because it gives you a ready form of that, which means you can kill stuff like Aurelia really, really easily. You are right. Like, this is very strong versus certain matchups. Like, Aurelia cries herself to sleep. Ornn? Like, what the hell does Ornn do when he attacks? Like, this card actually counters a lot. Is that we haven't talked about Atakhan yet, chat. Atakhan literally destroys many, many decks. Ornn, Aurelia, sure, if you want to talk about Baron, if you want to talk about, like, etc. LeBlanc makes Reflections ready to... No, she doesn't. What? No, this doesn't ready Reflections. When you conquer or hold, you may discard 1 and exhaust me to play a ready... Chat, I obviously knew that, okay? I was playing the dumb streamer role so you guys can engage more in chat to give YouTube more reasons to recommend me. It's like, oh, look how active his chat is. And now that I have baited you guys to being active in chat, I can finally confirm that I know that it's ready and that it's broken and that stuff like Ladros, you attack, you capture, you ready, you attack, you capture, you're ready, you get all the points, you win the game. There it is. Ah, you all got baited. We were talking about baited hook. I was baiting chat the whole time. I knew that. He baited hooked us. Yep, that's what it is. Holy crap, dude. They're readied? Oh my god. That's nuts. How's that ethical? Wow. Wow. I thought only her signature spell readied them. Bro, this card is insane. She doesn't tap. I mean, she's just crazy good. I don't know how you... I mean, I know how you beat her. You beat her by never letting her capture or hold, basically. You just don't let her capture or hold. But that's miserable. That is miserable. Yeah, her with baited hook. That's going to be an archetype that's going to be... People are going to complain about this archetype. Oh, yo. Oh, I can't talk about it, but there's another card you guys don't even know about. Oh my god! You guys don't even know, chat. Holy, you don't know. I want to tell you, but I'm not allowed to. Oh, there's another card. Oh no. Okay. I guess you guys will just have to wait. I wish I could say. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's another card. Oh no, there's another card. Oh no, dude. Oh my god, it's such a good combination. Everything fits. Oh, you guys are not even aware. Oh, you guys are not even aware. Oh, so now oh my goodness. Give it, I can't give it to you. Like, you guys think you know? You think you know the level? It's so much higher than that. All right, let's move along. Moving along, boys. You don't know how good. Okay, moving along. We have Ashe. 5 mana, 1 power, 4 might. When you play me, choose an opponent. They reveal their hand. Choose a card revealed this way and banish it. When they hold, return it to their hand. Holding is very hard to do. Very often, this will just be like, nope, you don't get your card back for a long time. Even if she's no longer on the board. And it's one more hand reveal. Correct. And it's yellow hand denial, which is pretty interesting to say the least. Yeah, this is good in Lux. I agree. In a Lux deck, this is solid. There's a lot of cards that bother you when you're playing Lux, which is removal for your gears, which is denies, which is like swarm cards. There's a lot of cards Lux doesn't like to see, and this is decent. Because Lux doesn't let you hold, right? Usually Lux doesn't allow holding. You can capture versus Lux sometimes, but on her turn, she's pretty decent at clearing the board, clearing battlefields. So it's going to be hard to get that card back. This card is kind of interesting with Portal. You can replay it, right? You can copy her again. Now, can you run Portal in a deck like Lux? I'm not sure if you can, but it's not bad. So for example, you would always play Portal on a Lux in your base, because people do try to kill your Lux in your base. Like, they use removal for her. Although it's an action. So you can't quite actually do it. No, you can't. It's not a reaction. You can't save units with Portal. That's a bit of a shame. You can only actively do this. So you would do this at battlefields, or you would do this just as an active... yeah, I guess. Retreat. You play on LeBlanc. What happens if you use Portal Rescue on one of LeBlanc's images? Or one of her reflections? I think this doesn't work, right? Or maybe it does. Okay, hear me out. Tokens disappear. Wait. No, you guys don't understand. Let me explain. This is a token unit. It says, I become a copy of something when played. I don't get that card's play effects. Oh my god, wait. This removes temporary. Wait, if I'm correct, I think Portal removes temporary, because the reflection doesn't give temporary, she gives temporary. This just becomes a copy. So if I banish to replay my token unit, I should be able to copy anything without the temporary effect. So I can make a new copy. So I can make a reflection, and I can copy whatever I want for a permanent unit, theoretically. The reflection doesn't copy. Yes, it does. Look, it literally says, I become a copy of something when played. I don't get that card's play effects. You can't banish tokens. Why not? When a card is banished, it is placed directly into the banishment zone from its origin. Okay. Okay, so there's a banishment zone. And you're saying tokens can't go to banishment zones. Alright, so it ceases to exist. So then you're saying the then play it to base doesn't work because it no longer exists. Is that correct? Boo. Boo, my dreams are gone, chat. Boo! Riot taking away fun. But yeah, Ashe, interesting card. Could be pretty strong. You could portal her for fun if you wanted to. Just deny all the cards you put in his hand. The only problem with the combo, again, like I said, is if they ever hold, you lose all that tempo and you just get screwed. That's the issue. So I'm not sure if I would play Portal Rescue with that. But who knows? Frigid Jewel, a gear for 2 mana. No power cost. Sounds scary. When you draw your second card each turn, give a friendly unit +2 this turn. I don't think I would play this in any of my decks. But that's my decks. I play mostly spell-focused decks. Like, it might be okay in Teemo, for example. Or like where you're playing... What is it called? Hidden Blade, or if you're playing... Consult the Past. There's a few ways you can draw 2 cards on opponent's turns. That's not bad. Stellacorn makes this pretty good, I guess. Yeah, count your draw. Yes. You just need to draw 1 card for it to proc. It makes Stupefy pretty damn good as well. On your turn, not their turn. Unless you have double Stupefy. You know where this is interesting? I find it funny, but this is kind of good on Ezreal. Like, Ezreal can just proc this so easily on opponent's turns, because Ezreal just needs to Stupefy plus play a second ability. And Ezreal's like, oh, look, +2 might. Get wrecked, nerd. This is probably best in Ezreal, because what other champion gets free draw in opponent's turns? Just a free +2 and easy? Yeah. Yeah. Ezreal can play Called Shot plus... Like, Ezreal has so many ways to draw 2 cards. Yeah, this is good. That's all. I mean, but does Ezreal really need power? Is that what Ezreal cares about? +2 power? Maybe. Maybe you play it on the board. It can make a difference. It's good in Control Kai'Sa. Maybe. And, bro, Chat. I saw what he does. Bro, this legend, it's like my kind of legend, chat. Like, oh my god. I just want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. Okay, we have the Virtuoso, Mr. Jhin himself. All right, Jhin. When you play a spell, if you spent 4 or more, you may banish it. Then, if there are 4 spells banished with me, put each of it in its trash, channel 4 runes, and draw 1. Oh, that's beautiful. So, it has a weaker draw engine than Lux, but it works on spells that don't work with Lux. So, for example, any spell that costs 4, including repeat spells. And there's a lot of repeat spells in this game, right? It doesn't work as well as Lux for draw, but it works on more cards, which means you can play with cheaper spells. You can play stuff like Consult the Past all of a sudden. That costs 4, right? Like, even if it's not hidden, of course. There are red spells that cost 4. Like, there's a lot of 4 costs. The good thing about this that Lux doesn't have, let's draw. Channeling 4 runes that are non-exhausted is insane. So, imagine a world where every time you cast a spell, it costs you 1 power on average. After you've cast 4 spells, you recover all the power you spent those 4 spells. So in general, every spell gives you also 1 power. Think of it that way. Long term, every time you cast a spell that costs 4 or more, you're gaining a free rune. And you're getting a quarter of a draw. That is a beautiful control. Now, is this as good as Kai'Sa? That's the question. How do we analyze that? Well, Kai'Sa gives you 1 free power every turn. Right? Kai'Sa does something very similar. This gives you 1 free power per spell. Kai'Sa gives you 1 free power per turn. Similar, not the same. When you have higher mana, Jhin gets more value. When you have lower mana, Kai'Sa potentially gives you more value. Because there's going to be turns you don't even play a 4-cost spell. This guy gives you 1 draw, which might make up for that. This theoretically could be a stronger deck than Kai'Sa. But we'll see. We have his champion. Now, am I correct to assume there's going to be 1 more Jhin champion? I don't see it here. Is there going to be 1 more that we haven't seen? There should be. So I want to see the next one. Because usually there's a epic version, right? Of a Jhin. Like, this is the rare version. Let's see what he does. 4 mana, 4 might, not 4 power. Right already failed me, but that's okay. I accept it. Ionian, Jhin the Murderous Artist. He has Deflect, quite annoying. He has Ganking, somewhat annoying. When I move, add. Wow. That is so nice. Better ramp than Lux? Yes, no, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because Lux, what Lux does is, Lux doesn't cost power, so she doesn't de-ramp you. Lux is a very good turn 2 play, because you have 6 mana on turn 3. This, if you play it on turn 2, you're down to 5 mana. But then again, if you attack with him, you go straight to 6. So, it's better than Lux. It's better. But it's different as well. And it has Deflect, which is something Lux doesn't have. Because people will very often do like, what is it called? What is the deal 3 twice? The 2 units. Falling Star, right? Like, you Falling Star Jhin, you know how much power you're going to burn? He's kind of annoying to get rid of. Piercing Light as well, yeah. Bellows, well, Bellows not really because, well, yeah, Bellows Breath, yeah. Yeah. Stuff like that. You're going to burn a lot trying to kill this guy with Deflect. Because he's at 4. If he was 3, it's less annoying. But at 4, often like red will have to use 2 hits to kill him. And that sucks. That sucks for them. It's unfortunate that you can't play him in purple. If Jhin was purple with like Fight or Flight. Yo, can you imagine Jhin if he was instead of blue purple? Bro, if Jhin was purple, that would be so insane. Oh, wait, you can play him in purple. Oh, wait, you can play him in purple. Oh, my God. Oh, my... Bro, no, man. You can ride the wind, Jhin, and just laugh as you spend no mana. Ride the wind, boom, move back, boom. Oh, my God, bro, what the hell is that? You can play him with Pike. Bro. I don't like this. Yo, wait, oh no, he's not red. Never mind, we're saved. I was gonna say I'm becoming a... I was literally this close to being a Rek'Sai main, dude. I was this close to maining Rek'Sai. Oh, saved. We don't have to be disgusting purple players. Dude, that's an amazing play. Like, Ride the Wind on Jhin. How the hell do you even deal with that? You have Jhin on the board, you Ride the Wind, you gank, you just got 2 mana, 2 power back, which is literally the cost of Ride the Wind for free, and I don't know. Or even better, imagine you play Jhin on the base. On your turn, you attack with Jhin. That's 2 mana. You Ride the Wind Jhin, 4 mana. You walk back to base, 6 mana. Or 3 mana, 3 power. That's crazy. Like, this fits so well. This is such a strong card. And by the way, you might say, well, 4 might doesn't let you do that. You think Draven cares? Just give him like assault, like repeated 4 assault. Now he's 8. How are you gonna stop that? Let me ask you that. How are you stopping that, chat? And that's very cheap to do too. Yeah, or just spinning axe or whatever. Like that's a strong. Oh man, that's a really good Draven card. Like forget about Jhin card. That's a really good Draven card. Next we have Vi Hothead. I really think this is a bad alt art. Like, it doesn't look good at all to me. I'm not a fan, but that's okay. And we have 4 mana, 3 might, Deflect. And for 2 and 1, double my might this turn. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting, dude. I don't know how I feel about it. It's expensive. You can do it multiple times, yes. But when do you really need such high might units? I know it's not once per turn. So if you pay 6 mana, you go to 24 might. That's really good. Is it instant? Well, you can't do it at a battlefield. You do it when you're in base. So you choose how much you want to go in for. Because it's not an action. You can't do it during battle. But you do it beforehand. Right? If you give her an equipment, that could be really interesting too. Like, you can give her a spell song, at which point... No, that doesn't work, actually. Never mind. But yeah, any equipment would just multiply that. But you don't really need the equipment. She hits hard enough as is. The only downside is, like, if she ever captures, you can't buff her during defense, right? When you're defending with her, you can't buff, which means that she'll just die to anything. Reaction smokescreen. Yo, can you go into negative might numbers, by the way? Do you guys know? Is that possible? Yes. So if you do smokescreen to her, she goes to -2. That's funny, dude. I know it doesn't die. I'm just thinking, like, then you can't even buff her back to normal. That's cute. All right. Smokescreen to -1, yeah, and then when she doubles her might, she goes to -2. That's kind of cute. So then Spinning Axe only gets her to 1 instead of 3. I mean, it will count as 0 for the combat, but I'm guessing you can go under. Because you have, yeah, anyway, besides the point. I mean, I don't know, dude. Is it good? It's good for capturing that last point. It's free to play, like, it has no power cost. You can play this on mana 2, right? But I feel like there's better cards. Do you really need that hard of... You know where this might work? Okay, guys, listen. You know when you play this versus Ornn or something, right? Like, you play this versus Aurelia or something. You put this in your side list, and it's like, oh, I'm facing an Aurelia. There might come a turn where Aurelia's on the battlefield, and I just gotta drop a 24 might unit just to kill her. I think. Other Vi is way better. I agree. I think the other Vi is better. Well, it's better in Miracle, right? It's not necessarily better in mid-range Draven. Like, wouldn't mid-range Draven use this in side list? Like, you side deck this into Aurelia, and then Aurelia uses Fight or Flight. You think Purple cares, brother? Purple has this and Hard Bargain. It laughs at your face. Purple couldn't give a crap. Purple's immune to everything. There is no counterplay to Purple. Not with the new cards. Purple is God tier now. That's enough for this. It's a cool side list deck. I don't think you main deck this. I could be wrong, though. Again, I think any card that doesn't have a power cost is useful. We have Dancing Grenade. Now, I've seen this card. This card is weird, dude. I don't know what to think about it. It's deal 2 to a unit for 2 and 1 power. Why would you ever do this? Its controller may then play the spell for 1. If they do, it deals 1 additional bonus damage for each time the spell has been dealt this turn. Yeah, I was thinking in multiplayer, you can cast this on your ally, on their token, and then he bounces it back to you, you bounce it back to him, he bounces it back to you, and then boom, you kill something, right? You can like toss it around, but I'm just not a fan. I think it's bad as hell. Like, I can't imagine playing this card. You can bounce it on your own units, right? Like, to build up, but it's so expensive. It's a hot potato card? Yeah. You can't bounce it on 4 enemy units, guys, because when you deal 2 to a unit, it's then the opponent's turn. The opponent's the one who decides whether he can bounce it. And he can just say no. And now you've just spent 2 mana, 1 power to deal 2. Right? It's not you who decides whether it bounces a second time. If it was you who decided to be like an amazing... It would be a broken card. It's whoever's unit gets hit that decides whether we're going to continue bouncing. It says, its controller, the unit's controller, may then play the spell again. The unit's controller decides. It's not you. It says, deal 2 to a unit. Its controller may play the spell again for this. If they do, this deals 1 additional bonus damage for each time the spell has been dealt. Deal 2 to your own unit. Replay 4 on his. No, first of all, it would replay 3 on his. And then it costs, you just paid 2 mana, 2 power to deal 3 to an enemy unit and 2 to your own unit. That's weird wording. Again, I think it's a meme card. I don't think it's, like, it's, you know what this is? This is for people to rage quit when they open packs, and this is what they get. Next. 2 mana spell. Okay. It's a reaction. It's already good. It has repeat. It's already good. Oh my god, it's broken. Oh my god, this card is so good. Give me that. Jhin loves this card, by the way. Jhin loves this card. Draw 1 for 2. I mean, it's not broken. Honestly, it's not. It's okay. It's an okay card. It's probably good in Jhin. Probably. It's decent in Ezreal. It's 3 mana draw 2 in Ezreal. In Ezreal with Vex on the board, it's 2 mana draw 2. Or even 1 mana draw 2. I don't even know what it is. Push with Vex and Ezreal in base. Yeah. Literally just the same thing already exists. Yeah, we already have. But it's not the same because you can play it for 2 mana draw 1. Like that's an upside. There's a version. It's 2 mana draw 2. It's for Jhin. I know it's for Jhin. I agree it's for Jhin. It's decent. It's not broken. It's decent. I don't know if you have space in the deck to play it. But yeah, sure. But we'll take it. Like at this point, I would much rather run the 4-cost hidden spell. Because it can be 1 power draw 2. I would much rather probably run even Progress Day. But who knows. We have Upstage Comedy. 2 mana repeat. Ready a unit. This is so strong with Jhin. Because he gives you just mana whenever you move. It's also really good for like Miracle Draven. Because you can just ready 2 Rasas and not care. Because usually you need like, what is it called? Bushwhack or whatever. This is just like a really, really useful version of that kind of. Yeah, this card is strong, man. Like, imagine this, for example, in Kai'Sa capturing as well. So Kai'Sa captures, draws 1, right? You play this, you can just capture, like, or move her out of the way, or like, it's just useful. It's really good in ganking units. Any unit that has ganking, you can capture, play this, capture, right? You can capture 2 times. This is almost like Ride the Wind. The fact that it costs no power is really strong. You play 2 Jhins, and you ready 2 Jhins, you just get 2. Yeah. If you have 2 Jhins on board, you can capture 2 and move them both back, and now you have... yeah, that's a niche scenario, but still. It's more flexible than Bushwhack. It is. Because it's a spell. This card is strong. I think it'll definitely see play in some decks. I don't know which deck it'll see play in, but... yeah, solid card overall. Most meta-defining. I think Leblanc might be insane. I think Vilemaw is an insane tech versus certain decks. I think Abandon is annoyingly powerful and are in a very, already very strong deck list. I think Insightful Investigator is actually quite solid. I think Kha'Zix has a lot of potential. Nidalee's solid. Ivern, I think if he works properly with Aspirin's Climb, that's a very strong win condition for 1 game only. But yeah. I'm not sure about like his other 2 games for a best of 3. Jhin is very cool. I'm definitely going to be playing Jhin. I'm definitely going to be trying to play Jhin. I just don't know if I want to play unit-heavy Jhin. And, like, this card kind of, like, asks you to do it because of it costing 4 and it having repeat and having no power costs. And then you have a really good unit as well, which gives you mana, which gives you draw and mana. Like, you know what I'm saying? Watch Jhin be bad. Well, here's the thing. You can already play Jhin with the entire Kai'Sa package. Do you understand? You can literally play Jhin with Kai'Sa's cards, and it's a solid deck. With just this being the champion card, right? Like, you could just take this and change nothing about Kai'Sa. And the deck is playable. And I think it would do good. So, I don't think Jhin can be bad. I just don't think so. I mean, I would play it more like Lux. He's about playing 16 mana or more. And then getting ramp, right? It's about having it's about being able to play like 3 to 4 big spells a turn. Because you have 12 mana. You want to just stay at 12 mana all the time. So he gets less punished with power costs, basically. He just has really big mana pool. I think that's how you play him. There's going to be a few annoying things that he can't deal with. Like, for example, I think this card is going to be good versus Jhin, probably. I think, what is the card that doesn't let you play cards in red? The unit. I think that's an annoying card to deal with. I mean, yeah. Really cool reveals. Some underwhelming reveals. I was hoping Vex would be cooler. I'm not really satisfied with Vex card. Because I did want to play Vex. Zero Teemo cards. Like, nothing to do with hidden. So Teemo is in a very sad state, I think. You would cook with Ivern? Well, we need to see more Ivern support cards. We don't have anything for Ivern at the moment. Diana seems pretty bad, right? No, not necessarily. I just think, like, Ezreal's better. Oh, Azir's getting so gutted because that new green card that you can't do damage to it unless you have 8 or more might, I think just destroys Azir. If you liked the video and you want to see more, well, we're going to be here every day with more and more reveals. Consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!